Okay, well, there we go. Hi. It could not be. It could not be a final stream in 2024 without me starting out muted. But there we go. Yeah. I had my... I went out of town and shut everything down. And apparently usually my Rodecaster Pro 2 stays going. Like it stays on. It did not like being shut down, I guess. But welcome, everybody. Welcome to the stream. I'm Brea Thorne. Sorry I was gone for a bit there. If you pay attention to the announcements channel in the Discord, it would not have been a surprise for you that I was gone. I went out of town to celebrate Ari, my girlfriend's birthday, and visit with some of her family. And before that, some stuff happened. As it tends to do, stuff happened, which we're going to talk about. We'll talk a little bit about that tonight. And maybe I'm going to go ahead and do a little review of myself for 2024 and the channel, and maybe it's a little bit on my successes and failures and all that. But first, let me say hi to everybody. First off, what's up, Michael Superbacker? How's it going? Welcome to the stream. Sailor X, welcome. Altair, welcome. And over on Twitchland, Apocalypse, welcome. Tough, MN, welcome. And Joel and True, Broga, Toasted Salsa, how are you? How are y'all? Robert Fixit, welcome. Poppy Seeds, how's it going? Also, I need to learn how to use Twitch. Yeah, you do. There's a whole thing to it. Blue RCC says Happy New Year soon. Indeed, Happy New Year soon. I'm sure there's probably better New Year's celebratory streams out there, but those people have hair, and hair is so 2024, honestly. I mean, we got to move on past all that. It's very passé. Striding Jack, welcome. How's it going? But yeah, Poppy Seeds, there you go. It's right there, everybody. You saw it on the internet just now. It's got to be true. Don't worry about reading the article. Just read that headline. Unless it's on the chin. Fair. I don't know why. I feel like agreeing with you on that. Don't ask me. I have no idea. There we go. Getting in before the hydrate redeems. Hair's fine down to my shoulders, says Bumpkin Air. Nice. That usually takes a while. So let's talk about 2024. What the hell, man? Rough year. It was a rough year. It was a rough year for me. Good year for some. And I had some wonderful moments this year. Like my first Computex was outstanding. Loved that. Really had an amazing time. And then there were some things that, I'll be honest, led to me nearly quitting. And that's not hyperbole. I mean, seriously, things have got pretty. So, for those of you who've been around for a while, you know certain things. Like I've been talking about this one series I wanted to do for a couple of years now, and it was supposed to start out in like March, and still hasn't started. That was out of my hands until summer. And then after that, it was like delay after delay. Personal things, professional things. And then finally, in November, about a week before the Black Friday, Cyber Monday week, that is the busiest week in our industry. A lot of you guys know Mr. Cuddles from the from the community, who was the editor for the channel, did have to quit. He didn't have to leave the channel, and on good terms. Everything's good there. But at that point, everything sort of imploded, and not just because of that. It was other elements too, because again, that is the busiest week of the year. I have not posted a video since that week on the YouTube channel. You might not have noticed. You might have noticed. I don't know. But also for the last 6 months or so, music was a little loud. Sorry. Also for the last 6 months or so, I have not. So I have chronic fatigue syndrome, and for the last 6 months or so, I have not had my medication for that, my prescription to my treatment. So I've been having to cope with that. And it was getting to be a thing where, like, I mean, I have sponsors who are waiting for that content. They did not pay me anything yet. I did not accept payment because I haven't posted anything yet. But some pretty major sponsors were waiting to that was one of the things that did cause delays, was the Deep Cool thing, because they were going to sponsor all 4 of the first 4 episodes of the whole thing of Pre-Built Rebuilt, and then the Deep Cool thing happened. Now I'm telling you guys, you're going to be like, oh yeah, the Deep Cool sanction from the U.S. government. Oh yeah, that kind of stuff was all over this. Where it was one insane thing after another that delayed this. Also, personal family health stuff. My mom's in her later years, and she had 4 surgeries this year. And some complications in the latter half of the year. Basically, yeah, I was on the cusp. I was on the verge of being like, I just need to just like, am I not suited for this? What do I do? So I'm actually gonna go ahead. So to be honest with you guys, I was on the verge of just going out and just, I mean, I've got the qualifications to go out and just get a job in IT if I wanted to. I could go do that. It would take some time, and that job market in my area kind of sucks, but I could do it. But honestly, a little over a week ago, of course, it was not this past weekend, but the one before it, was the unfortunate, untimely passing of Gordon Mah Ung. And you may have seen some talking about this. I posted myself about it on Twitter and also in the announcements channel in the Discord as to why I would not be streaming. Gordon was a friend of mine. Gordon was, for those who don't know who Gordon Mah Ung was, he is the godfather of modern hardcore tech journalism. If you've enjoyed yourself some good tech journalism in the modern age, that's a lot of that is in thanks to Gordon Mah Ung and his work. I read his stuff since it was, Maximum PC, all that, I've just been reading his stuff forever, and got to meet him at CES 2023, and told him how much I respected him, and he asked me what I do. I told him that I cover pre-builts. I focus on pre-builts and SIs in the SI industry. And in just a couple of minutes, he totally understood what I was trying to do and believed in what I do. Believed in, like, my mission, my goals in trying to address this massive market and all of the newbie consumers that it usually attracts, instead of focusing on my own DIY hobby, my own DIY tendencies, and just making another PC DIY channel. I focused on pre-builds, and he believed in that immediately. So much so that he was like, "Oh, hey, well, it was great talking to you. They're going to give me a tour here." We were in the hype booth. "They're going to give me a tour here, but yeah, it was great talking to you." And then shortly thereafter, Adam from PC World came over, grabbed me, and said, "Hey, Gordon wants to make a video with you when he's done here out in the hallway. You cool with that? I was like, am I cool with that? I'm very cool with that. Okay. And then we just did that. And that video is still up on PC World. And ever since then, PC World has involved me in any way that they can whenever they could. I've been on the Full Nerd a couple times. Did another video when I passed through San Francisco, visited their studios, and made a video with Adam. At LTX, Adam pulled me into their live stream, and we chatted for like half an hour about pre-builds. It was fantastic. But just Gordon like saw that what I was doing and was like, we need more pre-built coverage on PC World. PC World. He was like, yeah, no, that's right. There needs to be better and more pre-built coverage. I get this. I get you. I get what you're doing. I had never been validated to that extent at all before that. Like nothing close to that. It was immediate and full acceptance and validation and support for what I was doing. I've never met anybody like him. And I never will meet anyone like him again. And when I was I know that I keep a brave face and I come out here and I'm like, yeah, we're going to do this, guys. And I was honestly, I deal with depression and I deal with the chronic fatigue syndrome thing. I was really in a rough place. And it at first was just an even harder hit where it's like, oh man, not Gordon, man, come on. But it made me think about him and his career. I mean, it's not like, it's not like he didn't deal with things where not like he didn't deal with situations where stuff just shut down on him or like an opportunity was, he just picked himself up and kept doing what he was doing. And it's sort of that in conjunction with something else. And this was just today. I'll tell you about this one later. In conjunction with something else has just reignited my fire to do what I'm doing. I'll never be able to repay Gordon for what his words and what his acceptance did for me. I mean, I can try. They have the GoFundMe for the family for his medical expenses, and I linked that on Twitter. And you can find that. Anyone who wants to contribute to that, I will give you that link immediately, because they do need that help. But what I can do is, like the many that he inspired, the multitudes that he inspired, pick up my part of that torch and carry it in my own way. Not in his way, in my own way. It wasn't that... I don't think Gordon would have wanted a bunch of Gordon clones out there. That's not his style. He would have wanted dissenting voices and opinions and viewpoints. Like, that's where the discourse happens. That's where learning happens. That's where understanding is found. And memes, too. Lots of those. Plenty of those. So, like, when I, disagree, when I'll tell you guys, like, oh, Steve said this, I disagree with that. Good. I feel like, and Steve would approve of that too, because he's from the same generation that grew up reading Gordon Mah Ung. And watching, of course. What a presence. Speaking of, like, what a gift we all have that you can go and listen to years of podcasts with this guy. He was amazing at that. There's just backlogs of the Full Nerd for years and years, and you can go and watch that and just get a real feel for who this person is. I absolutely hope you do that. Like, that's just... There's just been really good stuff on there. And I also hope that people understand that this doesn't mean PC World is gone either. There are brilliant people there, and they're gonna keep doing what they're doing. I have so much love for those people. But aside from that, we did lose, as I said on my on Twitter, one of the brightest minds and loudest, clearest voices in tech journalism is gone. And that just I for at that point, as I said in my announcement on Discord, I didn't feel able to get on stream and be entertaining. I was grieving. And I'm not going to say that I knew, like Gordon and I were besties. I'm not going to say it was that, you know. But it's still, like, that's a hero of mine. Now, another thing that happened, and this was today. I don't know if you guys watch Senpai Gaming, Harris Heller. But for those who don't already know this, one of the reasons the YouTube channel exists is because of him. The main reason. When I was wanting to be a game streamer, and he was like, if you want to grow your stream, you need to start a YouTube channel. And don't just put your VODs on there. Make unique content that you like so that maybe other people like it. Then you bring them over to your stream. That's why I started a YouTube channel. Here we are. Well, today he posted a video, and I've gotten to hang out with Harris. Harris is an amazing dude. He's amazing, really kind, nice guy. I haven't agreed with every single thing he's ever said and done, but I don't have to understand that he's a nice dude. He's a genuine dude. And honestly, I do agree with most of the things he does. Just not all. But that's normal, right? That's people. But he posted a video today talking about how over the last couple of years he's gone through one of the roughest times because of a thing he was doing with a company that he couldn't divulge, and how he's picking himself back up and changing things for 2025, and that he has big things planned, and he can't wait to tell us more about it. And I'm like, that's dope. That's really cool. That is really cool. So. Like that right there, those kinds of things, it's like, this is a really lonely job. I tell you guys, I'm just a dude in a room. It's literally what I am. Next week, I'm going to be a dude at CES. Stay tuned for content from that, because I have lined up an editor to help me with that as I'm there. It's going to be really cool. Probably a little costly to me, but very, very cool. And it's a great editor, too. Great guy who's edited for the channel before as a supplementary editor. But I am just a dude in a room, as many of us are. I don't have a place I go to. I don't have coworkers to share chats with by the water cooler. It's me and this camera. It feels very isolating sometimes, very solitary, very lonely as a job. And this is why I love streaming, because I get to chat with you guys. But hearing stories from other people going through similar stuff makes all the difference. So what's going to happen now? In some ways, Pre-Built Rebuilt is getting a bit of a clean slate. I have B-roll I can reuse. I have this and that I can reuse. But there's a lot of unusable stuff there. I have ad segments that I've already done that are great, that are still good. It's just I need to redo some of the primary things, and I'm gonna do that and make it better. Basically, what I need for 2025 is a reset. I need to refigure out the workflow for System Integrators Weekly, because I no longer have the editor that was doing. I would basically record Saturday, upload it Sunday to Cuddles, and he would edit it, and I would get it out to you guys Monday or Tuesday. After I put finishing touches on it and stuff. I got to refigure out the workflow for that, and whether I can even do it weekly, whether I can afford to do it weekly, because I have to pay an editor to edit it, or I have to edit it myself. And I cannot do the recording and all that's production myself, because I need to get Pre-Built Rebuilt out the door. I need to get the first 4 episodes and the intro episode all done at once so they can release on a timely schedule. And I'm not tearing my hair out over it. But that's going to mean a bit of a reset for me. And CES is kind of the place to do it. There's going to be tons of whatever's been lacking content. There's going to be tons of content coming out. And it's not like the channel, by the way, guys, is doing badly. Every holiday season, any evergreen pre-built content I have gets tons of, like the how to set up your PC video from last year got like 40,000 views over the holiday. The channel's doing fine. It's me that's having troubles, you know? Also, the other main thing I'm doing is I'm finally getting back on my treatment for chronic fatigue syndrome. I am finally getting back on that. There's a whole long, annoying story as to why I didn't have it. And it's because of Big Pharma. I was getting the generic. It had only recently, like a couple years ago, come out, or a year and a half ago. And oh no, there's a nationwide shortage of just the generic. Guess you got to buy the brand name. That'll be $500 a month, please. Isn't that weird? Isn't that crazy how that works? Whoa, what a coincidence. Now, don't worry, Michael. I'm not quitting. I'm not doing it. It's something I had to seriously consider, but I'm not doing it. It's not happening. Jasmine, thank you for the lurk. Robert Fix It channel actually started doing my friend's passing. It's still difficult to talk about. That's the impetus for certain things like that can be difficult. But that's how it goes. Rarutu, how's it going? Streamers are humans too. That's usually true. Yeah. What's up, Onward? How's it going? Happy New Year to you. What's up, Hefty? How's it going? Warm Eagle, how are you? Happy New Year, everyone. Here's hoping to 2025 is a great one. I need 2025 to be better than 2024, but that is not out of my control. That's in my hands. And this is my dream job. This is a job that I never knew I always wanted. And I'm not giving it up anytime soon. I can't do that. I don't want to do that. I want to, because in the last years that I've been doing this, nobody else has jumped in the ring not the ring. Because in the last few years I've been doing this, nobody else has come forward to do what I'm doing and cover pre-builts in the way that I do. I can't quit, for one thing. But also, this is my dream job, and I'm not giving up on it just because I had a rough year. But there were a few months there where it seemed like, because you guys know that whenever you use a coupon, I'm very transparent about this. When you use a code from Operation Code Braethorn, whether it's Swarm on SkyTech, whether it's Bray or Braeth, I think it's full Braethorn now on Alexander PCs, whatever it might be, that does support what I do. But the industry at large was like at a crawl for most of 2024. And that directly affected my income. YouTube ad revenue sucks. I don't make a ton off of Twitch because I'm not here like, yeah, drop your Prime subs, everybody. Do. I don't do that. I don't want you guys to take out of your pockets and hand it directly to me. I want you to save money buying your PC and then support what I do by saving money, not spending more. That's why I have a multitude of codes so that there's no bias. There's so many different companies you can go to, whichever one you prefer, and you can always save money and support what I do. That's it. That's all I want. But that's not sustainable, as I found out in 2024. That's how it goes. So I'm changing that. I am changing that. And it's still going to be the same. You'll still be able to support what I do by saving money on a PC. That's awesome. That's great. That's never going to not be a thing, I think, because it just makes everybody happy. I think it's a great way to do it. But this, I'm going to have to, if I need help, this is the big thing, okay? I think what it is I needed help for pre-built, rebuilt, and I never asked anybody for it. I wanted it to be my thing. but it would still be. And I want to tell you guys this. There's ever a time where you need help, never be too proud to ask for help. Because it doesn't hurt to ask for help. It doesn't. It actually can be really reassuring if someone steps up and says, yeah, I got you. But if you don't ask, then, you are isolating yourself in that way, and there's no need to do that. Power GPU, what the heck are you doing here? How's it going? Welcome. Glad to see you, bud. Happy New Year to you. Oh, you are live. I am. We need Braithorn. Thank you for all you do. Thank you, Ben. I appreciate you. What's up, Flux Kitten Gaming? How's it going? New subscriber here. Happy New Year. I watched one video of yours and it helped me a lot more than most other PC builders. Just want to say thank you for that. Flux Kitten, I want to say thank you for your comment. Thank you very much. You are very welcome here and in this community. Join the Discord because there's a lot of helpful people there too. And thank you for subscribing to the channel. Observer of Thoughts, Happy New Year to you as well. What's up, Brian Rhodes? How's it going? Working, brother, working. Am I gonna see you? You better believe it. I sent you a DM and saw you were live. Ah, okay, yeah. I'm really bad about looking at my DMs when I'm live. Also, I feel like there's too many ways to reach out to people, and I have trouble keeping track of all of them. But I see that you reached out on... Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I fully 100% support that. And I won't say anything. And then an ad hits. Onward said, don't worry, people. I'll make sure we get the YouTube videos back on track. Well, yeah, I need to film them first. That's for sure. Chat, he saw it first. Of course I did. It's pre-built news. I'm supposed to get it first. Yes, I'm going to be at CES. And yes, we're hanging out. I know I think Razer has a thing. Did you hear about the Splave thing? Possibly interesting news on the Splave front, for those who know who that is. Try to save money by using an older AIO I've had for a couple of years, but longer screws are needed to fit AM5 boards. Trying to figure out which ones before I remove the old build from the case. What you can do, Warm Eagle, is contact the manufacturer of your AIO and ask for the mounting kit for AM5. They might charge you $10 for it or something, but then you know you'll have the right hardware. Make sure you have the right hardware. The what? Oh, hold on. Do you know who that is? The overclocker, Splave. Splave be making some moves, apparently. Yeah, he was on Linus Tech Tips doing overclocking. He does... The claim of #1 overclocker in the world is a bold one, but there is a lot to back that one up with Splave. Yeah, interesting stuff happening there. What else am I going to? I don't know. Like I haven't reached out to like Asus, MSI, any of those for like any of their gatherings that they do, other than just the booth stuff. That was going to be after the first of, after the first. I was going to reach out on the second, just to see about getting invites to those. But yeah, Broga, thank you for the lurk. Speaking of help, are all AC power cords the same? I need a longer one for my new setup. Power supply is a 1000 watt if it matters. Ben Honda S2K, that should still use a C13 power cable. C13. So look up like 10-foot C13. Like C as in Charlie, C13. Now, once you start going over 1000 watts, some 1200 watt and higher power supplies are going to use a C19 cable. Those are different, especially like your Be Quiet power supplies and some other ones like that. But if you're at 1000 watts, it should still be C13. Here's your hydrate. Thank you, Hefty. Now, Jesse, what I want to know is 2025 going to be finally going to be the year that we review a power GPU system? We'll talk about that at CES. I mean, we talked a lot, but like, the people want a review. The people want an unboxing. Bluefeb 95 is correct. It is usually better to go with the lower gauge. True. Maybe I'll have my director there so we should chat. Absolutely. I'm sure your word is final though. I actually do have something for you that is not actually for me. I think it's actually even more up your alley. Here, I'm gonna actually shoot you a DM real quick and see what you think about it. There you go. What's up, Hayden? How's it going? Welcome. It is, but everything you've seen content-wise has been between him and I. He's done a lot for us. Hey, I'm not trying to downplay that at all. Y'all have been killing it in that regard. Absolutely killing it. That's okay. I was late. Okay. Jesse, when I was at TwitchCon, I met a couple of people who are basically some really interesting collaboration opportunities, is what it is. Really fun stuff that I think would be great, but wouldn't necessarily already be on your radar. That's what that's about. So we'll chat about that there. Hayden, I've been good. Been all right. It's been a little rough couple months, but doing okay. Signal is horrible where I am right now. I'm so lost, but I think I'm happy to just participate. I'd like my participation trophy. There you go. Absolutely. Just, keep your phone handy. And no, I'm not throwing I'm not throwing a party at the Airbnb. I'm not allowed. Need to get some rest. Need to work early tomorrow. You got it, Jesse. I hope you have a wonderful evening. Get some rest and Happy New Year to you, my friend. Thanks for coming in, man. I appreciate it. But yeah, I've got a lot of stuff to do this week in preparation for next week. One thing that's pretty cool that that CES will do is CES provides links to B-roll from previous CES events that you can use for like putting together your intro. Like they understand that content creators are going to be there and they want to get content out quickly. Heck, Onward, I'll send you the link to some of that B-roll. You can throw something together for a little CES intro thing. Hope 2025 is a big one for you. I don't know. Let's get there together, buddy. So what did I miss? I did a whole spiel about the last, the end of the year and how things were. It was just, that's mostly it. Man, working on New Year's Day, that sucks. Well, Ben, I got to tell you, many, many, many people do. And what I want you guys to do, all of y'all, listen up. All of you guys who are maybe you're enjoying a New Year's Day off and you go out, maybe you go to the movies. It's a big thing on New Year's because movies are usually open. Thank the staff that's in there on New Year's Day. You stop for gas, thank the person at the gas station. You go to McDonald's, whatever, thank the people working there. Tell them Happy New Year's. Thank you. Thanks for keeping things going on New Year's Day. That's any holiday. Plenty of gas stations are open on Christmas Day because people these are essential jobs. Anyone you see working on power lines or something, delivering pizzas to you, whatever it might be. Whenever you encounter people who are working on a holiday, show your appreciation in whatever way you can. Especially if it's a tip, because it's usually a little extra nice. Sure, sounds good. Not a lot of events are that thoughtful. Yep. I've even got a track that I usually use on where I'll need to find it. But basically in a lot of my earlier content for events, when I was really trying to do this and I couldn't really manage the publishing stuff during the event kind of thing, I would do things like making an intro that was clearly meant to be used more than once, and it wasn't always. Pretty bad about it. I practice anti-consumerism on holidays. Does this count? I mean, as long as you're not bothering anybody, sure. Delivery people who work in cold weather, heroes. At least most people, I'm in Texas, so most of them don't have to worry about that too much around here. Adam Williams, 40 minutes later, that's okay. It ain't midnight here in Central Land. Whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa! What? Whoa! Okay. If you're wondering why I'm sputtering, that would be because Ben Honda S2K just gifted 25 gift subs to the community. Let's go, nerds. That is a tier, and also Valorant gifted an additional 5 gift subs and 6 bonus gift subs to Ben Honda's gift subs. Okay. Let's go, nerds. That's a tier 1 sub for Awareless, Just a Lemming, Emotions 14, Gillian Kaler, Panagiotis 13, Egrex, Twin Taco, Dark Neo 754, Broke My Junk, Jake's Delivery Service, Shyflosion, Devo Twitch, Oopsie Squish, Toasted Salsa, Paulie 006, Morgan Moore 2001, Vampire Imp, Not Joe Peace, AG Proficient, iDragma, Striding Jack X, Robert Fixit, Flammy04, Jasmine DeBeam, JD McSee, Old Man Arch, Flinny2, Flister Farm, or is it Fister Farm? Blue RCC, Hatchet 9999, Maid of Crabs, Power GPU, The Observer of Thoughts, Hayden Allen Official, Sire Razor 86, and Awesome Gamer 315. Welcome to the Swarm. Holy crap. Ben, what was that about? What did I do? Thank you very much. Are we getting an Arctic Blast? Awesome. I love those. Holy jeez. That is a big Valorant bonus. It's like you're trying to make up for all the time I wasn't streaming while I was not streaming. Thank you. Coggle, thank you for the tier 1 sub. Look at that, 9 months. You got that golden Triforce crest. Thank you, Coggle. What's up, Epoch? Happy New Year. Made of Crabs. Welcome. Here's your sign to convince them to convince them release the RGB fan cover. I haven't talked to. I think Jeff took a little hiatus from coming to the streams after all the insanity of the Black Friday deal. Dang, that drop literally crashed my browser. Well, you got a free sub out of it, so there you go. That was crazy. Ben, but what was that for? You still haven't told me. Thank you very much. We here are already in the new year. I can tell you future is bright. Well, Flemmy, thank you very much. And happy new year to you. What's up, Steve? Happy New Year, nerdy friends. Notice stream. Jumped into to like and say hi. 4 a.m. Scottish time. Bray, all the best, my friend. I'll watch this tomorrow. Steve, happy New Year to you. Hope you had yourself a nice Guinness and that you get yourself a nice night's sleep. Morning's sleep. Alice, welcome. How are you? Man. It's funny because when I'm not streaming, whether it's for personal reasons or whatever's going on, I do have to consider like I am losing some revenue. But then like someone comes in and does something like that, it's like, okay, I feel okay now. Thank you very much. For I'm here too. Greetings from Serbia, my friend. Flamio, I appreciate that. Well, welcome to the stream. Yeah, absolutely. Greetings from Texas. And thank you guys for the level 7 hype train. Achieved by mostly Ben Honda S2K, but also by Coggle. Thank you, Coggle. Coggle helped. What's up, Kenneth? Oh, Sailor's cooking some New Year's chili. That's very nice. Now, I got to ask you, Sailor, with or without beans? There's no wrong answer, technically. I'm just not a bean guy. And being from South Texas, that's a weird thing to say, but it's just... I grew up with like every meal served with beans, and it was just like, how about no? You got a Quest 3. You're huge. Oh, Lord. Here we go. How about now? I don't know why I brought the microphone with me. I didn't say anything. With beans, I forgive you. He knows the S2K is my dream Honda. I was so close to buying an S2K way back in the day. I used to... One of my earlier jobs was actually selling Hondas. And I almost bought an S2K. Because when you work at a dealership, they want you to have bills so that you work harder. Oh, snap! Brogan 6874 just gifted 5 tier 1 subs to the community, and Valorant added 1 gift sub. Let's go, nerds. It's weird crediting Valorant with anything, but hey, that's a tier 1 sub for Nivex 007, Maddie Sun, Hardwired 07, Sup Austin, Grant Saben, and Lazy Girl. Welcome to the Swarm. Thank you very much, Broga. I appreciate you. Flamey says, may I ask one question? Of course you can. Absolutely. And you scared the cat. Sorry. I blame the beans. Not the ones you put into chili. No, I didn't eat beans. I don't eat beans. I'm a buy or build a new PC in the new year and get back into streaming, says Seabrew. Seabrew, this is turning out to be, guys, listen up. The next couple of months, if we thought the CPU launches were crazy, the next couple of months are going to be insane. I've got some news for y'all, okay? So we already knew about the 5080, 5090 launching in sometime in late January. Going to be announced on the 6th, just 6 days away from now. However, if you may recall, as you may recall, back in October, NVIDIA stopped production of the 4080 Super and the 4090. Well, apparently, some sources have told me that in the SI channel, 4070s and I think 4070 Supers are gone. Like they're being drained from the channel. And that tells me, because if you look at October when 4080, 4090 stopped, November, December, January for the launch of the things in January, of the 5080 and 5090 in January, that means we could be looking at February or March for the 5070. Not only that, we're also looking at the RX 9070 XT, right? Like it was supposed to be like 8800 XT. Is it 8070? Who the freak knows at this point? But yeah, the new AMD card is going to be announced at CES as well, and it's going to be launched shortly thereafter. And it's supposed to be similar performance to the 7900 XTX, but with 50% better ray tracing. That's what the rumors say. And it should be, of course, cheaper. It should be AMD. So, big things happening in the next couple of months. Looking forward into 2025, what are you hoping for in terms of hardware PC parts? Flamey, I'm telling you that right now. That's funny that you're asking that, because that's exactly what I'm talking about. I got smoked by an S2K on the freeway by a blonde gal. This was in Mexico, obviously. All I saw was blonde hair and taillights. They're fast cars. They're fun. 9070 XT Ti Super Mega AI. Well, you're adding things onto there like as if it's NVIDIA, but then again, making it 9070 and not 9700 makes it sound like NVIDIA. So AMD and their naming is annoying. Like, complain all you want about NVIDIA. At least most of their naming is okay. I'm looking at you, 4080, 12 gig. Like, that's why I say not all of it is okay. Most of it is all right. At least they're consistent in a way. Like, the nomenclature is correct. Like, it's fine. It's consistent. Michelle, welcome. How's it going? Oh, thanks for the help. You're welcome, Seabrew. Of course. Maybe they'll remaster names like they labeled GPUs back in the days. I don't know. I don't know what they're planning. I don't know why they're doing it like this. But yeah, so we're going to be looking at potentially the, of course, 5080, 5090. And guys, you're going to have to let go. Even the high budget people might have to let go of the 90 class card as a gaming product. Okay? They're just pricing it into oblivion. It might be $24.99. We have to be ready for that. Ready to vote with our wallets. Okay? And that means that you only even consider getting a 5090 if you have a real valid use case for 32 gigs of VRAM. Okay? Prosumer stuff. I don't care how good it looks on the gaming benchmarks. If it is literally $500 or to $700 more than it should be, you should not buy it. Let NVIDIA know that they have made a critical error. Because you see, with AMD pulling back from the flagship GPU race, that leaves NVIDIA to do whatever they want with pricing, or so they think. Now, if it comes in at $19.99 and offers a ton more performance, all right, it's still a little high, guys. That's the price of a whole freaking computer, but for really not for really baller PCs, yeah. But I don't want to see them putting no $2,500 on there. And if we do, every time I cover a PC that's going to have a 5090, it is going to come with a big caveat. Is it just me, or did this year just fly by? It totally flew by. How was your Christmas? It was okay. It was all right. It was all right. I did get to spend it with family, which was really nice. I'm going to go play the lottery. If I win, I'll give you 2%. This is legally binding. Hefty, you're not... That is just a username on twitch.tv. That's not legally binding. But I appreciate the thought. Of course, it is now AI product. I mean, it is for pro purposes now, like it should be actually. Well, the thing about it is, internally at NVIDIA, they consider the 90 class card a Titan card, a prosumer card. But they market it as a gaming card. It should never have been a GeForce card. Anyway, like the 3090 should never have been a GeForce 3090. It should not have been. It should have been a Titan, RTX, whatever. However, they are pushing forward the 5080 as the flagship gaming GPU, and we have to remember that. Now, should that be $1,500? No! It should not be $1,500 for an 80 class card that used to cost $699. Like, we know NVIDIA is making every year, it is record-breaking profits. They could do the industry, the whole industry, a huge favor, a big solid, and actually fairly price their 80 class GPU. Bring it to $999, $899, whatever. Do that. You know, people didn't buy the 4080, the original one. A lot of people didn't buy it because it was $1,200. Going from $700 to $1,200, that's a tough pill to swallow. Was that Honda 2K driven by Johnny Tran? I don't think it was. Thank you for all the time and help, Braythorn. I really love this community. I wanted to do very well for you. I'm happy to support in any way I can. Ben, thank you very much. I really do appreciate that. I really do. Hi, Braythorn. Long time no see. Also, who won your build? That was announced in the announcements channel of the Discord. And for those of you who did win a PC, okay, I did have to go out of town shortly thereafter. So I'm going to be packing those up and shipping them out as soon as I get shipping labels from the respective companies that provided the PCs. Then I'd be able to send those out. I'll get those sent out as soon as possible. BlueFeb says, but most of NVIDIA's profits come from AI accelerators, and the compute market, honestly, are still the best gaming cards, but it's not. Yeah, no, they're not. Like, the BlueFeb, there are two words that define the gaming department, the GeForce department of NVIDIA now. Opportunity cost. All that silicon could be going into their data center solutions that make them buku bucks. But instead, they put them into gaming graphics cards. It's obviously not a priority for them. Demand the profit. It's the tariffs on China for imports that will cause the NVIDIA GPUs and all the manufacturers outside of the US. That will cause the NVIDIA GPUs? Like, are they springing them forth into existence? Are you talking about pricing? Because they're announcing the pricing pre-tariffs. And tariffs are not supposed to be baked into the price of anything. They're added on top. If anything, if they want to remain competitive, they should be slashing prices in anticipation of the tariffs. But no, what are AMD and NVIDIA doing? They're going to try to rush massive shipments into the US before the 20th of January. That's literally what they're doing. Besides which, the TSMC facility in the US, they're trying to spin that up to print out, to produce Blackwell silicon so that it can be assembled in the US. Chinese New Year, January 29th, 10 days of shutdown. Well, they're trying to do it before that. And before the 20th. I'm just, man, I'm just so fatigued. I'm so freaking, I am burnt out on product launches, man. And I haven't even had to do individual part reviews. It's just trying to keep track of it is exhausting. So is there any way to combat with this? Yeah, just what I just told you. Okay, for one thing, anything shipped things shipped from China are at a higher tariff. Things shipped from other places in the world are at a lower tariff. So a lot of that manufacturing has been moved to Taiwan and such. And because of that, the tariffs for some GPUs and things won't be as high. But they are trying to move some manufacturing to the US. It's just you can't do that overnight. It's not overnight. Thankfully, TSMC's been working on their fab over here for a while, but we'll see how that goes. They say that mid to late 2025 they should be up and running with Blackwell. I had one and sold it. Been regretting it ever since. Saving up to get another or a new gen Civic Type R. The new Type R is really nice. It is really nice. I don't know if Taiwanese government will allow TSMC to have the newest fabs outside of Taiwan. Where do you think the money goes to, though? They're going to make a ton of money, and it goes back to Taiwan. And the US dollar is worth a lot in Taiwan. So, yeah, they would allow that. Now, they've built a fab here for that reason. The problem has been with the difference in the labor force here and expectation of pay and all that. Big issues with that. But this is going to light a fire under them to change that. But no, Rurutu, the latest rumors on that from a fairly reliable source is that they are trying to do Blackwell at the fab here in the U.S. for any U.S. sold products. The tariff is only a tax on the people. It is, but it also means people can't buy products sometimes, and that does cost companies money. Remember this, everybody, that oh my god, I had a thought and it flew right out of my head. Wow, that was really from conception to confusion. Speed run right there. Any percent. World record. It was from the a tariff is only a tax on the people thing, and I had a thought from that, and it just went away immediately. Joel and True tried to post a link in chat. That is not allowed. Sorry about that. Okay, the reason I went off the reason I lost my train of thought was because Ben Honda said save the manuals. I'm 100% in agreement with that. When I went out and bought a car, I made sure to get a stick shift because I had an SUV and I was tired of it and I missed driving stick, so I'd have that now. And it's wonderful. It's the best. I have a 2022 Hyundai Elantra N-Line stick shift turbo. It is really exceptionally fun to drive, very comfortable, and pretty dang well put together. TSMC cannot make 2nm chips abroad for now. Headline news from Taipei Times. Is Blackwell 2nm? Looks like it's built 4nm. So I think the distinction was that they won't let the latest tech out as a protective measure. Well, yeah, no, I'm not saying that NVIDIA is going to have their, or that TSMC is going to be making their latest stuff. No, the money-making stuff from NVIDIA, they were saying is going to be manufactured. They were going to have it being fabricated also here in the U.S. And yeah, it's not 2nm. So, like, even if it was 2nm, protective measures only get you so far if you lose billions of dollars. I don't know if TSMC 3 is good for large monolithic dies like NVIDIA GPUs. Well, that's the thing. If it has to be, they will make it so. There'll be some there will be some issues with yield, but they've overcome that already for Blackwell. They'll overcome that, continue to overcome that. Politically more than monetarily. The two are closely linked in Taiwan. I will tell you that, Tough and MN. Between Taiwan and the mainland. Okay. Well, that's not a topic I'm qualified enough to touch on, honestly. So I will recuse myself from doing so. Oh, Blue Fab, I missed this one earlier. Problem is, even if the dies are manufactured in Arizona, the necessary supply chain for packaging would take years to establish in the U.S., so they still have to ship them out of the U.S. So that's going to depend, because what might happen, remember this, BlueFab, that in order to be a part of NVIDIA's subsidy for AIBs, you have to play by their rules. And if they say something like, hey, we want you to move some of your manufacturing and assembly to the U.S., to say your, any number of, basically what'll happen is whichever AIB can make that happen is going to be getting probably a massive subsidy from NVIDIA and a lot of business, because their cards are going to be cheaper. That, or they're going to be the same price to not undercut the other supply as much, but they'll make way more profit. There's a lot of incentive to do it, is what I'm saying. And industry can do wonders when there's enough financial incentive. The Hyundai N sounds really good, better than the Type R IMO. Ben, it's not the N, it's the N line, which is it's more like the SI, the Civic SI, than the Civic Type R. So it's like that, essentially. I didn't need basically the N. I didn't need over 300 horsepower. I'm fine. I just want a car that's fun, not a little race car for the road. It's fine with me, and I have a great time with it. And of course, I can always just tune it if I wanted to. All I wanted was some kind of turbo, some kind of stick shift, and I was like, oh, it has those things, and it has all these other features. The Apple, Android Auto, wireless, hell yeah, okay, nice seats, more heated seats, and looks really good. This color is amazing. I love that car. It is such a nice car. That's what I drove up to Houston for our trip. It was really nice. Let me know when Blackwell has a $500 card that can double the performance of a 6700 XT. Rurutu, that's not how NVIDIA works. And how dare you have such expectations for them? They're no longer subject to the petty comparisons of price to performance. Excuse you. This is NVIDIA we're talking about. I mean, taking the die to the BGA package, not AIBs. Okay, yeah, but what I'm saying is, I feel like they're going to angle to make it like, if they've ever wanted to have that also done here, this is their impetus to do that. And quickly. Whatever the process afterwards is, the only thing that I'm aware of is that the North American fab is supposed to start cranking out Blackwell sometime in late 2025, as they say. That's supposed to be the plan. I don't have the details like that, and I won't pretend to. Now, whatever they need to do to make that viable and make it make sense, I'm sure they'll do. They know the business better than I do. We have to remember one thing. This would not be the first time a political candidate, elected official, has said they were going to do things during their campaign and then turned around and not done that once enough incentives were sent their way to not do that. Okay? This is why I don't like to panic based on political promises. It doesn't usually work out exactly how they say it's going to be during the campaign trail. You know what I mean? Ben, I'll tell you this. I would bet money dollars that something like the Civic Si or Type R has better road noise characteristics. Good Lord. A lot of rolling noise from that car on the inside, unfortunately. The doors thunk closed pretty well, but that's about as far as that goes. I worked on one of those. They're fun to drive. I agree with you. Yeah, I've got the really like deep metallic blue color on it. Oh, it's such a gorgeous car. I love it. Anyways, I haven't had a nice car probably for, I don't know, 10 years. So it's pretty great. The last car that I really loved was my RX-7. And that's the one that I gave up to get an SUV because I'm a dad, you know. I needed a car that made a little more sense in that regard. And plus I was daily driving a 10th anniversary edition FC, putting way too many miles on it. Well, at least this time they're not triggering my PTSD with the fireworks, not like earlier this year. Sailor X, I'm very happy to hear that, and I think that's something that usually is overlooked way too much. Honestly, I would like it if there were more drone shows than fireworks. That'd be great, but that's not going to stop people from setting off fireworks within the city limits in a neighborhood next to veterans and very traumatized pets. It's not cool. I worked at a Mazda dealership for a couple of years. That was an interesting job. Mazda's had some bangers, man. The RX-8 was not one of them. We'll see how that goes. But man, I've driven a Miata before. God, what a great car. What a great car. Absolute driver's car right there. My cat agrees he hates fireworks. I'm not into it. Yeah. I mean, fireworks can be fun in the right environment. But for most people, that's not where they set them off. Onward, check your Twitter DMs in 3, 2, 1, bam. There you go. 20 minutes till New Year's in NYC. Very cool. Verutu, is that where you're at? I don't think you've ever talked about that. Which is fine. No one ever should feel obligated to mildly dox themselves by saying, yeah, a city of a couple million people, I live there. I don't think that's really doxing yourself, but hey. New Jersey. Hey, there you go. Nice. You know who's in New Jersey? Main Gear. They actually talked about me going up there to, I mean, back when they had a rep that I was talking to, they talked about me going out there. I regret that I didn't do that because, man, I haven't had a good slice in 20 years. Oh, no, I think the last time I was in New York City was in 2021. Man. I think that's also where Paradox is, up in NYC. Nice. So, okay, everybody, why don't you guys share with me your, I know they're passé at this point, but share your New Year's resolution. What is your New Year's resolution? Oh, wow. Main Gear's in Warren. Didn't realize they were that close. Yep. I guess. I don't know the area. RX-7s are a classic. They are. Yeah, let's see if I can find... I usually have a picture of my old RX-7. There it is. This was my baby right here. Oh man, you can't see none of that. Wow. 10th anniversary edition. All whited out wheels, white paint, all black leather interior. This is the 80s distilled into car form. Love this thing. Wish I'd taken off this bent up license plate bracket before I took this picture though. But that badge right there is the 10th anniversary edition badge. This thing drove like it was on rails, man. The handling on this was the best in any car I've ever driven. Okay, Bumpkin Air says stream more. Oh, and work out. Got me a year membership to a gym. Nice. New Year's resolution is to pour more money into my retirement fund. Also nice. It's a good plan. Ruchi says spend more time with my family. My dad almost passed away last year. My aunt passed away 3 months ago. I'm sorry to hear that, Ruchi. That is a good that's a good way to deal with a loss like that, is to say, you know what, this is my springboard to spend more time with my family. That's a way to deal with that for sure. Yeah, part of what made the latter half of 2024 rough was for me was almost losing my mom. She had a stroke. So when I tell you guys like, hey, this series is coming and this and that, and there's been delays, and it's like, no, there's been real stuff. There's been some real stuff that 4 surgeries plus a stroke for my only living parent is I think that's a solid reason to delay some stuff. Make sure you tell and show the people in your life how you feel. Especially show them how you feel, for sure. There's lots going around last year. Yeah, family always comes first. Indeed, it does. For my part, my resolution is, in a very loose way, as a very loose term, or in a very general sense, I should say, to take better care of myself for the sake of my loved ones. Before I started doing this job, I had a very physical job, and I went from, I was doing telecommunications, enterprise. I'd gone from IT administrator to and then that business shut down, sold to another company, this and that. They did remote IT. I was like, I'm not going to do that. I went and did telecommunications for 5 years after that, and went into enterprise, big warehouses or huge office buildings, doing ISP setup for that, things like that. Throwing around a 28-foot ladder, running RG11 line to the business, doing things like crawling through rafters, and very physical. I was in good shape. I went from that to sitting in front of a computer all day, every day. And I just ballooned, basically. So, I need to take better care of myself. And it's not just that either, because I'm not around people. I mean, I just need to take better care of myself in general. I need to eat better. I drink a lot of water in general, but my diet needs to be, I need to fix my diet as well. And I'm not talking about anything drastic either, because it's the drastic resolutions that we never stick to. I'm talking about in the small, subtle ways that can lead to overall improvements. Those are the things I need to focus on. And that's what I'm going to try to do. Because it would be easy for me to sit here and be like, oh, I'm going to get my stuff together on content creation and things like that. If I take better care of myself, all that other stuff's going to fall into place. If I take better care of myself, that means I'm gonna have to manage my time better. If I manage my time better, I'm gonna be a better content creator. I need to get one thing that's a specific resolution is I need to get my data management in check, like my backups, my storage. I used to have a NAS. I don't anymore. I need to get a NAS, put everything onto that. Make sure I don't lose a whole bunch of old footage, stuff like that. You know, I need to get all that stuff in line because I've just been slipping, man. My drives are getting full. I have a cloud backup for anything I'm currently working on. I have about 2 terabytes of content that's just constantly redundantly stored in cloud. But I built StreamRipper not just for streaming, but also for network storage. I need to get drives put it in there or have a separate NAS and also get consistent enterprise cloud storage for the channel. I don't treat this like the business that it is. And that's a big problem. All right, guys, real quick, I'm going to run an ad on Twitch because it just keeps bothering me to do it. And then it'll get rid of pre-rolls for anyone coming in to check out the stream. If you're not a sub, I apologize. 60 seconds, you'll be back. Sorry about that. But we will be here. And this way, people who come in and watch out of the blue don't have like 6 ads to watch just leave the channel after watching 1 or 2 and they're just like, oh, forget it. Flux Kitten Gaming, to make an upload schedule and stick to it for my channel. I can highly recommend that, Flux. That's something that I did early on. And whether or not it helps with the algorithm, it helps with you as a creator. It helps your mindset. It helps basically, before I became a full-time content creator, I was doing it as a hobby. But when I regimented the upload schedule, it changed it. Now, that can be stressful, and I would recommend building up a buffer before you launch into something like that, if it's possible for you. But see, like, for what I did and for what I do, at least for SI Weekly, I can't build up a buffer. The whole point of SI Weekly is that I record it one night, it's edited the next day, and then I publish it shortly after that because the information changes so quickly if there's any specific pricing in there. So I really have to get this figured out. I have to redo my workflow for SI Weekly. I need to get that figured out to where I'm back in a rhythm again. Not having uploaded anything for the entire month of December, am I crazy? That's one of the biggest months for ad revenue. But like, we still did fine on the channel. Like, some evergreen content got tons of views because it's for people who got their new PC and want to know how to set it up. That's awesome. But I should have been publishing stuff. It's just, I already told y'all all in the first part of the stream how things were going in December, and I don't want to go all into it again. And dwelling on it is not going to fix anything. So I'm just going to have to buckle down and do better. One thing I got to do is I have to finish renovating this room. Like, it's halfway done, and it's been halfway done for a long time. Remember time for a safer house down payment in Portland, Oregon area. Houses are so expensive. I can imagine, Ben. Absolutely. Alice says, my New Year's resolution is to manage my time better. Managing your time better makes a lot of things better. That's a good one. Rhino says, you need to walk 15 minutes a day. It's a must. Yeah, the problem for me, Rhino, is that I spend most of my day sitting down, although I do have a sit-stand desk that I do utilize at times, that I stand up and it helps a little bit. My problem is that I do that for most days of the week, and then I'll go on a trip where I am on my feet for like 14 hours for 5 days at a time. Like when I go to CES or Computex, it's murder on my body to do it like that. But I did start taking walks. Exercising in VR again. But the thing is, exercise is only one thing. If I don't fix my diet, it's not going to do that much for me. So I need to get back to meal planning and stuff. And this is the kind of stuff I've been thinking for a while. If I started around New Year's, what's the big deal? On New Year's resolutions, if it is the spark that gets you going on improving yourself or your life or the life of those around you or your loved ones, then that's fine. And that's a beautiful thing. It's keeping that spark that is the tough thing. Keeping that spark is tough. And I hope all of y'all can do it. These are great resolutions I'm seeing here. It does require discipline. And guys, I'm not disciplined. I am not a disciplined person. I was not raised to be disciplined. And I didn't have the discipline to teach myself discipline. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, okay. So I got a question for you guys. I got a question for y'all. So when I was in Houston, I did stop by the Micro Center there and pick up a little something that I have been wanting. And that was an AM5 ITX motherboard for a small form factor build. Now that build is partially supported by PC World. In the summer when I stopped by there, they gave me an NR200P and an SFX power supply. So if I wanted to do a small form factor build to take with me to Computex, would y'all want me to do that on stream on Thursday? Would that be cool? Because I'm not going to recommend anybody buy something a few days before the announcements from NVIDIA and AMD. That would be dumb. I wouldn't do that. So what do we think about a PC build stream on Thursday? Okay. Like this PC, basically, whenever I'm thinking about grabbing the 9800X3D out of the white build that I did, and using that because it runs cooler. I can run it in a low wattage mode, basically, and that 8-core 16 threads can still run real nice. I need to figure out what GPU I can fit in there that I have laying around, because it's basically going to be from parts that I have from other builds. But yeah, would y'all like that? That's cool. All right, cool. All right, I'm gonna try to make sure I have everything I need. I need to make sure I have the right cooler, because like if I'm taking this thing on a plane, I'm not putting an AIO in there. That'd just be dumb. That just probably just looks like some kind of explosive device, and I don't want to take that on a plane with me. No. But air cooled, yeah. I need to figure out what I'm going to do CPU wise. I've got that. I've got a 7900X 3D. That's a bit much for a low profile air cooler. I need to make sure it'll fit, because I'd probably be putting it in the carry-on. I need to make sure it fits in my carry-on. Cool jacket, by the way. Thank you. This is the LTT short circuit hoodie. Sorry, I probably missed it. Is today mainly a chill chat stream? When the next PC Matchmaker again, chat? Poppy Seeds, we are only 6 days away from announcements from NVIDIA for new GPUs and from announcements from AMD for new GPUs. We're not doing PC Matchmaking until after that. I think that'd be cool to watch. Awesome. It says Flux. Alice, yes. Ben, yes. Awesome. Those are the votes of confidence I needed. We can do that. That'd be fun. That'd be fun to do, because when I'm out there, I need a PC, because I have a laptop that's okay. But a PC is something I can upgrade over time and whatnot. Like, you know what? Maybe I can go over to AMD and be like, hey, you guys have one of those 9950X 3Ds? Give me all that. I'm going to pop it into this machine. That'd be great, man. It'd be awesome. But yeah, I'd like to just get that build done. I got a nice motherboard for it, but I got to tell you guys, It's really disappointing what motherboard manufacturers do with ITX motherboards when it comes to IO. If I want to stream out of this thing, I'm not going to be having like my couple of stream decks that I'm used to and just different. It's really annoying. But yeah, I do have a nice portable monitor I'm going to take with me, all that. I just need to get the PC sorted, get all my software on there, make sure it stays cool, and then we'll be golden. It took me a couple of years to build up to a 36-hour water fast, and it was the best thing I've done for myself in years. 36-hour water fast. Warm Eagle, I saw a thing where I think it was what's his name? Kevin something. He was on like the Joe Rogan podcast and he talked about 6 weeks just drinking water, and I was like, bro, why would you promote that for people to do? That sounds like a terrible idea. I guess if you can disable the second CCD, just use it as a 7600X3D. It will be like a 7800X3D. Is it difficult to travel with a PC like that? Not if it's small enough for your carry-on. Ball's about to drop in NYC. Well, very cool. And Happy New Year to those on the East Coast. Unfortunately, I'm probably not going to be streaming until 2 a.m. DF Starfield, Happy New Year to you. How are you doing? 19RC88, Happy New Year to you as well. I'm probably going to be a little louder about it at midnight here, but, you know, I'm in the central time zone, you know, as y'all know. Belgig, Happy New Year to you as well. But DF Starfield, I hope you're doing well. So, Ray, I have something that's kind of like New Year's resolution related that we're going to work on this. Okay, sure. That's what I was asking about earlier. Medic, what's going on? A 6-week water fast is a stupid thing to promote. People don't consider the muscle loss, electrolyte imbalance, organ damage, and the severe nutrient deficiencies they will encounter. Yeah, it's horrible for you. Yes, you're going to burn a lot of fat, but like your body burns everything. And that takes forever to get that muscle mass back. Doing well, working, making money, using the PC. You help me pick out parts for remote work. Hell yeah. That's awesome. Have a happy New Year. You too, Sailor. You know, I spent some time at the beginning of the stream bemoaning 2024, but that only gets you so far. I just want to look forward, do better, accept my losses, celebrate my wins, and work towards more of the latter rather than the former. A 6-day fast sounds insane. Any kind of fast sounds insane to me, honestly, but that's just because I really like eating food, and that's a problem. It's a problem most of us share. You guys, regardless, you're probably going to see me lose weight because I can't take credit for all of it, because when I'm on my treatment for chronic fatigue syndrome, a natural side effect of that medication is an appetite suppressant. But I can't just take that and be like, okay, I guess I'm good. If my appetite is suppressed, what I do eat needs to be better. So there's some discipline that needs to come into play. Hour and a half late. Nicely done, me. What's up, Angry Beaver? How's it going? I mean, it's an hour, 43 minutes, and 22 seconds, but who's counting? Welcome. I also want to consider for 2025, if I can get into a groove with filming and publishing, and maybe work out a buffer of some kind. It can't be for SI Weekly, but for everything else, then adding an additional streaming day would be nice. That would be really good, because I know that the industry is going to be picking up in 2025. As long as the tariffs don't drive the industry into the ground. And I want to be able to help more frequently. Hayden, it's going to be, I mean, there's the thing about it is there's basically tutorials to do everything on YouTube. Use those resources. And if guitar wasn't right for you and you want to be a vocalist, look at bass. Seriously. Look at picking up the bass. So many people out there underestimate how important a good bassist is for a band. And that goes kind of goes especially for metal. Any okay bassist can play bass, right? But an exceptional bassist can really carry a band in a silent way. But if you're doing vocals as well, I feel like it's a little easier to do bass and vocals at the same time than lead guitar and stuff. Bass guitar. The bass guitar is what I'm talking about. We're all going to lose weight if the price of food don't go down. Yeah, Rhino, that makes sense. Some of like, I don't know. Sometimes whenever I'm like, if you take a look at a band like, what's a good example? Polyphia. Okay, take a look at a band like Polyphia. The guys that get all the attention are the two guitarists, right? Especially Tim Henson. But the bassist in that band is a freaking phenomenal. And along with the drums, I mean, they're very, very good together. There's no vocalist there, so, you know, in an instrumental band, I mean, every musician should get their chance to shine. But like every time I see someone who's a drummer or a bassist that checks out Polyphia, they're like, dude, this bass is so good. Brady, like deathcore? Not really my jam. Not really my thing. People get mad when I play a bass at the beach, and I don't know why. I feel like there's a joke I'm missing there, Sailor. Drums are cool. Drums are very cool. Deathcore is kind of what I'm into right now. I mean, yeah. Bass at the beach, bass fish. Right, but see, Medic, it was spelled B-A-S-E, so I felt like I was missing something. You can't see the chat, but yeah. Because if it was spelled B-A-S-S, I would have said bass, and I've been like, okay, I get the joke. But I spelled it B-A-S-E, so I feel like there's layers to here layers to the joke that I'm not quite, that are just going over my head. Oh, then that was a Marine. Dyslexia is their issue. Oh, okay. Well, they do go by Sailor X, so maybe. Jaws movie. Okay. So I've heard that it would be better to learn to how to clean sing before I start doing. Yes, Hayden, absolutely. That is 100% true, and you'll learn how to sing properly and not destroy your voice, which is something I never learned, even though I was a vocalist in a band. I would regularly run out my voice, especially if you're adding vocal fry, which is that sound that a lot of deathcore vocalists will add to their voice. You need to learn the proper way to do vocal fry. So yeah, learn normal singing before you add vocal fry and start going into that genre. If you can do that, then do that. And there are straight up free tutorials and lessons on how to sing on YouTube. Like it's not something where you have to have a whole bunch of money to do it. That's the great thing about learning things in this day and age. That information is free to everybody because of awesome people on YouTube. Yeah, Sailor, I've been playing a lot of Raft and dealing with the shark in Raft, so that hits a little close to home right now, I gotta tell you. I've been playing a lot of Raft with Ari. It's a lot of fun. Well, not a lot, but on our vacation and stuff like that. Yeah. People underestimate YouTube. You can learn whole professions for free. Yeah, that's where I learned to edit video. That's where I learned how to film things, cinematography, all that stuff. Yeah. Mythos Web says Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you. Thanks for coming in and saying those words. I appreciate it. How are you doing? As I was younger, there was this place that does 101 lessons, and then you play live on stage. Well, that's cool, but if you're set on that, Hayden, and you can't do it, so that keeps you from doing what you're interested in, then it has served the opposite purpose. So if something is truly important to you and there's not a concrete thing in the way of you doing it, don't let anything else get in the way. Don't let any minor things get in the way. Even if you have to learn something not quite in the way that you intended to, learn that thing. Pick up that thing. And guess what? Because this is how it always works, you're going to be very bad at it for a while. And everybody, one of the universal things throughout the human experience for all people is that none of us start out good at anything. We start out at babies that can't even live properly. So that means you have the same opportunities everybody else does to learn stuff. And if you tell yourself, well, I can't do that in that one specific way, so I'm not going to do it. Well, you're right then. You're not. But there are going to be others out there who are like, I'm going to do that. And you'll be on the sidelines watching them as they go from bad to okay to good to great. Instead, you should do that. Go from being bad to okay to good to great. You can do that. With the way that information is shared now, with people out there who put hundreds of hours or thousands of hours of their lives into teaching how to do things on YouTube for essentially some of them for free. I mean, it takes forever to start making money on YouTube. Those people put that out there for people exactly like you who see something as a dream that might be unattainable if not for what they're doing. So, look up some tutorials, be bad at it for a while, and never let that get in the way of you continuing to practice at it. That's why you're practicing. So if you stop, say you start practicing and you're like, I'm bad at this, and you let that stop you from practicing, you're missing the point of what practicing was there for in the first place. But the great thing about being a vocalist, and I can say this as someone who styled themselves as one for quite a while, I used to sing all the time. I used to sing in a band. I used to do stuff like that. You carry your instrument with you everywhere you go. Any moment you have to yourself, you can be honing your instrument. You can be practicing and mastering your instrument. You don't have to buy expensive equipment to practice being a vocalist. That's a huge benefit. You just have to have an understanding family if you're doing that with other people in the household and you're trying to practice singing. But a lot of us have had those moments when we're driving in a car or we're in the shower or whatever, and we're singing. Those are moments everybody has. You need to seek out opportunities to hone your craft. You need to basically like, hey, people around me, hey, everyone around me, I'm going to be bad at this for a bit. Bear with me. Joel and True, Happy New Year to you as well. I really want to start editing videos. Any YouTube channels, programs you recommend? Says Ben Honda S2K. I haven't looked at any of those in a while. I know there's one that I've followed before for Photoshop that was really good. But I'm just going to go to YouTube and just search how to edit. Like what you want to do, Ben, is you want to decide early on, you try to decide early on what software you want to use. Like if you want to go with like DaVinci Resolve, that's a good one. Because you can start using it very cheaply, and if you want to get to where you're putting out 4K videos, things like that, it's a one-time fee. So yeah, I was just looking at this. I just said DaVinci Resolve tutorial. 18 chapters on this one. 8 chapters on this one. 23 chapters on this one. It's just, it's all there. If you want to go with Adobe Premiere Pro, you can basically go by views. You can go by thumbnails, because then you're like, hey, if they made a good thumbnail, I want to know like what they have to say about this. Although thumbnails are going to be in Photoshop, not in Premiere Pro, but still. That's it. Because I haven't really looked up tutorials for a long time, don't go off of what I have to say, because whatever I watched was 4 years ago. Look at stuff that's out there now. Yeah, maybe I should have bought a $600 guitar for my first. Well, Hayden, I'll give you this little piece of reassurance there. You could have spent way more money on a guitar. So you're fine. For new editors, I suggest just going straight for DaVinci Resolve. Onward, it's funny because I would say the same thing. I'm too locked into the Adobe sort of ecosystem now, but I wish I had done Resolve. I wish Resolve had been something I'd gone with back in the day. I still got to play Subnautica. Me too. I want to play that one too. Don't forget to change your calendar, everybody. Yeah, flip that calendar if you have a physical calendar. I don't know why, but I'm scared. I'm just scared of my parents laughing at me for practicing. Hayden, go to your parents and tell them that. Hey, I want to follow my dreams. I want to do this, but I'm embarrassed about it. And what you can work on is y'all can work on like soundproofing your room in some way. Change your closet into a little vocal booth or something. That's something you can DIY for $30. Oh man, Danny's live.
Third time's a charm.
How long does this game take to load? It's like longer than GTA.
We're almost there. Please, please, please detect your Yahoo. But I have seen this happen before to another friend, actually in Texas.
Taking bets.
I'm betting it's gonna work.
I bet it's not. But it's gonna work.
How much we betting, Casey?
Or like a shot.
Yes! Yes!
A shot. All right, I'll do a shot. No, when I say it works, as in like it's gonna have the not hot mail already pre-signed in. Whether or not.
Yeah.
How long has it been streaming?
Is another story. That's not what
Wait,
I'm
what? Oh, this is a LAN party stories.
Okay, so you think it's gonna pre-populate?
This is just the.
Come on.
Yeah, this has been streaming since December 20th. Never mind.
Hey, take a shot, Daddy.
I was like, is this happening now? I thought I'd seen this before.
Oh.
Casey gets to pick too.
What's the most?
Never mind. Anyway. Well, Happy New Year, Danny, regardless. They got us locked in. Yeah, they do. Yeah, Grant, I figured that out eventually. I did figure that out eventually. Oh, hey. I wouldn't click. Yeah, by the way, what's up, Grant? How's it going? How are you doing? By the way, that's who this is, everybody. This is Tech Grant. Great, I click on your channel, bring that up because you do stuff too. Because you show how to do things like OBS here. This is exactly what I'm talking about, everybody. Someone who puts their time into showing people how to do things. My stepdad randomly gave me an 1400K, so is there a way to order a pre-built without a CPU? Not really, no. They won't do that. I work a lot and don't feel confident nor have the time to build my own. When I tried using some builders, there was no way to remove the CPU. Yeah, Adrian, yeah, no. And honestly, I probably wouldn't go with a 14900K anyway because of the microcode thing. But you might be able to resell it as a used part if it is a used part. If it's a brand new part, you can also sell it that way. But you can also get something like a 14th gen PC and just swap the CPU. You could do that. It's right in my New Year's goals right now. Very nice. But yeah, everybody go drop check Grant a sub over on YouTube. Streaming's my main thing. Love testing since the results are fun to share. No, yeah, I agree. Until something breaks. Yeah, Grant, do you know finite singularity? Because we got to do a stream. We have to do a stream. What was it in? It was in November. It was like mid-month November, where we were basically doing some of the craziest stuff with his plugins. It was a lot of fun. Because I have a dedicated streaming PC. I just haven't switched over to it yet because I'm currently using something that kind of works and I'm hesitant to change that. But anyways, okay. You need to check out some of those free plugins from Finite Singularity. Really fun stuff. Hayden, because one time I learned a song and played it good, but when I played it in front of my parents, I couldn't play it at all. Okay, that if that's something, if you want to do something performative, Hayden, if you want to do something performative, then performing it in front of people is going to be a thing, and that takes a lot to get over if you've never done that before. I'll tell you that right now. But if you're talking about being in a band, that's very different from sitting by yourself in front of your parents and trying to play by yourself. When you're part of a band, you're part of a unit. You're a single part of a unit. And just know that once you've practiced with a band for a while, it's very different than being up in front of people by yourself. You have your backup. You got your team. Don't think it's always going to be like that. Will you still be scared out of your mind the first few times? Yes. Does it ever go away? For a lot of people, no, but they do it anyway. For one thing, I did a lot of theater, a lot of community theater, like not just in high school and so. No, the community theater that would have big shows and big all musicals and everything for the whole city to come and watch. I did that for years. And I never lost that sense of stage fright. I just used it. Because that fear is an emotion, and emotions are like energy. Fear gets the blood pumping. It's like adrenaline, because fear can often cause a surging of adrenaline. So I would just turn around and use that as energy. It sounds new agey and kind of weird to think of it that way, but chemically, it actually works that way. When you're nervous or afraid, when you're afraid, you get sort of adrenaline rush and things like that. And I would just be like, all right, let's go. I've worked. I know my lines. I know and for you, it'd be like, I know my set list. I'm good. Let's go. I did my vocal warm-ups. I'm ready. And then you just rock it. You just do whatever you're going to do. And if it sucks, it sucks. But you don't let it suck because you don't give it your all. Give it your all. The only thing you can actually regret about any kind of performance is if you didn't bring 100%. That was my rule when it came to that. Oh wait, what's the issue with it? It's a brand new one. Get mad when working out. It does wonders. Yeah, I can. I'm not one to talk too much about working out, though. I'm a little soggy around the midsection, but yeah. Or not a little, a lot. What's the issue with it? It's a brand new one. So the 14900K is part of the 13th and 14th gen issues that happened where the microcode that Intel was running for like a year and a half since the launch of 13th gen and eventually 14th gen was actually causing instability issues and actual physical damage to the chips. Now, in August, Intel launched in August and then September, Intel launched what they said was a fix to that with microcode. However, it takes like 6 months to validate that kind of thing. So I have stepped back from recommending 13th or 14th gen CPUs from Intel until that validation can truly be validated. Great sentence, Braid. Good job. Anyway. Yeah. So, but not the thing is, if you have the latest BIOS update for whatever motherboard you're going to have, then it should theoretically be okay. Hey, now I'm going to tell you this. Okay, let me finish it off with this. All right. You can do whatever you're going to do when it comes to a lot of artistic pursuits. One of the great things about them is that you can go on and do normal stuff, like having a normal job and a normal life, and then on the side you're working on this thing. And if it ever takes off, cool. But if it never does, you're still doing it. You're not just letting what you feel is your talent just go to waste, or what you want to do, you're not ignoring that. You can have a band that practices every other, every weekend and every other Wednesday or whatever. Even if you're going to a 9-to-5 job or going to college or whatever. So what you do is pursue the normal stuff, study, get good grades. Don't let the rest of your life go, fall by the wayside. And whenever you have free time, whenever you have an iota of free time, you can dedicate that to your passion. There are a lot of people who live really happy lives by doing a normal job, but pursuing what they're passionate about in their off time. That is a very normal thing to do. One thing to be realistic about, but don't let it get you down, is that the percentage of performers in any given art form that make it big and get on the radio or get to be on what used to be MTV or whatever, and then now, I guess, pop off on streaming services, that percentage is very low. However, we're also in a day and age where it's so much easier to produce your own music that it doesn't matter. You can still build an audience. You can still build a following. It doesn't have to be through a record label. It doesn't have to be through any of that. You can that's what I was doing. Whenever I show you guys the music that I've made, that was while I was working 14-hour days. I would come home and I would do that. It really helped me work through a lot of really tough times. So my advice is to just not let go of that passion, but don't fret if you can't devote your entire life to it. The thing is, you do have some things you need to get over. You need to work on, which is performing in front of others. If you want to do a performative art, you're going to perform in front of others at some point. Make sure to keep an eye out for other people who are into what you're into so that you can eventually, you're like, hey, let's jam on the weekend. Let's go jam. Just remember that you want to take some time to practice your stuff before you're going to go jam with anybody. Make sure you're ready for that kind of thing. Hone your own skills. Oh, God, my advice is all over the place. Just, do your best to live a good life, but also follow your passion in the time that you got. You got to make time for that. SoundCloud is free onward. That's why I'm on there. All right, Ben. Have a great one. Happy New Year. And thank you for the subs early. I really do appreciate that. Honestly, I'll wait just a little longer, see how the newest fix pans out, then I'll go from there. All right, that's fair. 12th Gen is only what I'd recommend since they're good budget builds. They are, or AMD at this point. But yeah, I don't know, man. One thing, I didn't know whether I was going to stream tonight because I knew that there's a lot of people waiting for me to get back to doing PC matchmaking. And it's just, as I told you guys, I'm not going to be doing that 6 days before new parts are announced. I'll be at CES. I'll be reporting from CES right to you guys. You'll have videos as I'm there. We're gonna work that out. On the 6th, I need to have a video out about NVIDIA. I need to have about the NVIDIA keynote. And I did that with AMD and I think it was that was their X3D chips announcement at CES 2023, and then I've done that a few times. So that's definitely one I got to do. But we'll work out whatever we got to work out to make that happen. It's always a difficult decision to go to something like CES because, good God, is it expensive? And I don't have any companies coming out and being like, hey, here's money. Here's a ton of money to go out there. I do have a couple things lined up, though, that help. But I'm not going to be out there like Paul or Greg or any of those guys who are like, thank you to these 4 or 5 companies for sponsoring my trip out here. That's not how it works for smaller channels. But you know, I don't like missing CES. I hate Vegas, but I love CES. I prefer Computex now that I've been to one. But I definitely want to get as much content to you guys as possible. But I also know, on the other hand, that event coverage does not do well on my channel. So I know that we're going to work our butts off on this, and it's going to get like sub 1K views on most of them. But maybe the GPU one will do well. I don't know. It's really a crapshoot, which is funny because I am going to be in Vegas. Yeah, Hayden, that's pretty much what I'm talking about. Yeah, if you want to sing like that, that one thing is, don't comparison is the thief of joy. Don't compare yourself to other people, but you can use their examples to aspire to as inspiration. Well, Happy New Year to you. We still have 25 minutes over here where I'm at before the new year. New videos are going to crazy. Yep. Actually, I should grab something to show you. I will return shortly. Here, in the meantime, instead of seeing my messy room, you can see a clean room. There you go. I'll be right back. One second. Okay. So this, I've been telling chat for so long that I wanted one of these. And I was up in the air as to whether I should get it or not, but I went ahead and grabbed this. The Osmo Pocket 3. Because of the built-in gimbal. Look, it's you guys, kind of. I've been wanting one of these forever. Just because I have shaky hands. And I usually overpack for trips like that. Like, I really overdo it in almost every circumstance. But I'm actually packing light this time around. See, I even got a little cage for this bottom part here. But yeah. There you go. I'm going to be using this little thing. I've seen so many content creators with these. It's crazy. And I can even use it for shorts. See? No, face tracking. There we go. Look, it's my face. Kupo Catnip, Happy New Year to you. Oh, that's good. I want to pick one later. That'd be big for CES. It is. Yeah, no, I really can't wait. Plus I got the mic to go with it, so it syncs the audio directly into it. But the audio will also be recorded, and on where you'll like this, the audio has a backup recording automatically that is 32-bit float. So if the audio on this turns out to be clipped from this, Like say it clips or drops out because of wireless interference, then I have a backup recording on here. That is 32-bit float that you literally cannot clip. But yeah, I cannot wait to use this thing. It's going to be absolutely sick. So I can clip on lights right here, or I got this like grip right here I can put on there if I want to. Just like that. I wanted to get a grip for each side to get B-roll because this thing can get some actual crazy B-roll. I forgot to order those and they might not come in time, so I should probably check that. Backup audio is a saver sometimes. I guess I gotta get it to where I have to figure out a workflow on where I can be sending you stuff while like basically I'm probably gonna even though I'm trying to pack light, I'm probably gonna have to take my laptop with me because then I'll be able to upload video and audio to you on the fly. Like I go and I do iBuyPower or height, and then I go to the side, upload it to you right then. Maybe we do I can upload some wow I just lost the word. You know the word where it's the smaller files. What the hell? Oh my god, I know this. I've worked with these a million times. It's late, all right? It's late. Proxies. Oops, I just closed my Twitch chat. There we go. Got it back. Yeah, then I swapped them for the final product. Yeah. I had to go to my proxy folder to be like, oh yeah, it's called proxies. That mic is good. I picked the old one. It's amazing. Sadly, after I got it, they released a new one. I've been there a million times. Yeah, absolutely. They released this kit because this just came with, this is one of the new ones, but it came with the creator kit for this. Or else I wouldn't have gotten this because I have the Rode Pro, the Rode Wireless Pros, because they record in 32-bit float. Bray, what is that thing? It's pretty cool. It's a video camera. It's with a built-in gimbal. Hayden, if I may add to all of Bray's wise advice, make a long-term to-do list and refer to it to keep yourself on track. I'm in the future. New Year was 8 hours 35. Oh, 8.3. What? Wow. Okay, that's a long time. Yeah, we're 19 minutes away. Hayden, all I ask you is this, is that if you ever do make it big as a famous singer or whatever, you got to be like, yeah, there's this bald dude on the internet who was like, you can do it. I believe Zach will be going to CES. He did say that. I was watching one of his shorts recently. He said he would be going. I should message him. Oh, it's really, really late. Never mind. I'll message him on the 2nd, probably. Let him enjoy his New Year's. I want to go to CES, but went to Germany early for Apex Algs for work. Now the 5090 is coming out, so sadly, no trips. Have a great time, bro. Thank you. Thank you, Grant. Appreciate that. I am going to have an okay time. I can only promise that. I am an avid disliker of Las Vegas. I do not like Las Vegas. I don't like traveling there. I don't like being a tourist there. I feel like if I were like a native there, if I were like a resident of a local, I should say, that I would probably enjoy it more. But no, as a tourist, I do not like it. But aside from that, Grant, I would say, especially if you book early and if you've got your passports, your passport sorted out and stuff, Computex is better than CES. I was told that a million times by other content creators, and I found out for myself this past year, and it was the highlight of the entire year. And I would highly recommend that. And if you book early, according to a few different content creators, it is cheaper than CES if you book early, but not everybody can book early. I would appreciate that, Hayden. You keep me on that list. But yeah, I did some test filming with this while we were on our trip, and the footage came out really nice. What I'm trying to figure out, because they have basically a log version of video where there's like, and they have a LUT of their own. I don't know if I even want to mess with that onware. I don't know if I want to just like leave it with its normal color. That might be easier. Because when it comes to event coverage, people aren't really looking for a cinematic experience. Good B-roll is important, yes, to make each video interesting. But aside from that, like, so what I'll probably be doing is, and this is funny because I'm talking to you over stream as I talk to you about this. We just need to get on a call or something and chat about it before I go up for CES. But what I probably will end up doing is, as I'm recording B-roll, you can listen to the audio in it, and I'll be telling you where it goes if there's any specific notes. Otherwise, you have free reign to put it wherever and use it liberally, because the more B-roll, the more interesting it is usually. Especially if I just got a bunch of notes from the booth minders, and they're telling me, oh, this has these specs, and I'm having to read off the phone. That's when you insert B-roll for sure. If it has good colors, then we don't really need log. We can just grade it. All right. Hey, I'll trust you on that. I might go then. I'll write that for my plans for 2025. I don't mess with 10-bit color. Like, I normally, here's the thing. I overdo it on gear. Whenever someone comes into the stream and they're like, yo, your webcam's real crispy. What is that? I'm like, that's an FX3. I overdid it. I'm sorry. You don't need that, dear viewer. You don't need an FX3 for a webcam, but I've got it, so why wouldn't I use it as a webcam? So what I would say is that when you do upgrade to a camera like that, man, it's almost like you don't have to mess with the color that much. Because you say you don't mess with 10-bit color, you don't have to mess with it. If you learn the workflow, it's just better. It just is better. Yo, Rain Song Reaper, what's up? As a paramedic myself, good luck in your journey and completing those goals. Reaper, thank you for being thank you for your work as a medic. Unsung hero right there. Biggest thing right now is that I have to focus on and finish school. Well, it's a good thing I have 1 year left. I'm also done with my junior year. Then I have left my senior year, and that's when I start my EMT class, which I'm super excited for. Yeah. Just, Hayden, here's the thing. When I was in my early 20s, I had dreams of going to Hollywood and being an actor. I could have continued to do local theater and things like that, but I got so wrapped up in work that I didn't do anything like that. And I didn't go to LA or do anything. Be realistic about your, about surviving and having a job and paying your bills, but don't fully give up on your dream, especially because at-home music production is such a thing now. You never have to give up on it. So don't you worry about that. Just keep that dream alive. I use 8-bit plus a LUT pack since it works. Use Sony HXR NX80 for a webcam. Lol, I feel you, bro. I mean, like, the problem for me, Grant, was that I got into camera YouTube. I got into watching that. Don't do that. Don't get into that. Don't become a camera nerd, because it will only bring you pain. It doesn't help that much with the growth of a channel, for one thing. I felt like it was necessary for the growth of my channel. No, it's just content that does that. Good content. The good visuals help, but you can get that out of a much lower budget these days. I instead am now, like, I used to carry around a whole ass camera rig, but now I'm going to be carrying this around and saving my back in the process, because good Lord. Heavy stuff. Fun enough, I actually did acting classes for a year, although it was fun. It really wasn't my thing. Acting is a lot harder than it looks. It is. It's very difficult. Some people do take to it naturally. I was somewhere in the middle. Some people find it difficult, really difficult. Some people take to it naturally. I was somewhere in the middle of that. I was a camera guy for a sports event, so I got a few cameras for free. Ooh, nice. Very nice. They just giving those out over there? Damn. I'm in the wrong business. I'm actually really sad. I have this right here. Oops. That's not what I meant. So this is actually my FX30. And I can't really use this thing except as an additional camera for, or just for filming stuff. Well, I guess that makes sense. But no, the HDMI and the USB Type-C ports do not work. HDMI port, USB-C port, both dead on this thing. So basically, if I'm doing an interview, I can have it as an additional camera for like the close-up or something like that. Or I can use it for filming because I have an anamorphic lens that is cropped like this, APS-C. But yeah, my FX30 is partially busted. What a pain in the butt. I need to get this thing fixed. If I get this fixed, I would probably switch to this as my webcam, as my main camera here. And because it's not just it's not like a webcam, it's my main camera, and I use this for recording my SI Weekly videos. It's my main camera angle, right? I would be totally fine using that for this work right here. I have a small camera bag now instead of a whole event backpack. Yeah, got lucky. You should photo guy, bro. Got a shot, bro. You should photo guy, bro. Got shot for a lens. What? The camera's still really. That sucks. You can't use USB-C or HDMI for. Yeah. I can't use it for streaming. I would love to have it as my top-down camera when I'm doing unboxings or anything like that. Can't do it. I'm a firm believer that people were born with naturally great singing voices. What are your thoughts, Bray? Just curious. I never took vocal lessons. And though I did just sing a lot, and I was bad, and then I got better. So again, it's going to be the same thing as acting for me, where it's like I'm somewhere in between. But singing kind of came easily for me. It's just if I had taken vocal lessons, I would have way better technique and endurance. Are we approaching the time now? 9 minutes. 9 minutes, people. At least in the central time zone. No, that's okay, Grant. You're good. My photo got an insane long lens like that. Oh, like a shotgun. I got you. You have a telephoto lens. Photo guy. I got you. And then we have ads starting. No, I'm going to run an ad. I'm going to manually run an ad. Sorry, Twitch people. I just realized I think I should probably get those handles if I'm going to use it for that. Because they might not come in on time otherwise. Friday, yeah. Ad is already cutting it close. Flying out on Sunday. Yeah, I don't need that. Okay. I'm glad I remembered this. Or else it wouldn't be getting here till Saturday, the day before I fly out. Yikes. Definitely not headbanging over here. Yeah, I trust that. All right, everybody. For all of those lurkers out there who are hanging out, thank you for lurking through this stream and being here with me for the new year. Truly, I'm going to call a bunch of y'all out. Ameridan, DF Starfield, you did say something, so there is that. Bastion Blue Succubus 87, thank you for lurking for the new year. I appreciate you. I don't know what time zone you're in, but it's about to be the new year here. Let's see. Who else hasn't said anything throughout the stream yet? I finally gave in. Thank you for the lurk. I think JD McSee did say something, but thank you for being here anyway. Nakey Jakey, thank you very much for lurking. Silent Furies, username checks out. Thank you for lurking. SSA, thank you for lurking as well. Well, for anyone out there who's watching and just giving me that silent support, I appreciate y'all so much. I can't check that on YouTube, but I can check it on Twitch. Thank you very much, y'all. It means a lot to me. It really does. And I just, you know, a lot of y'all have supported me throughout this year. Let me see how many people before we hit this. Before the ball drops, I guess. Not that there's a ball involved here, but what I want to do is I want to check how many people we helped out in 2024. Looking at this right here, in spite of there being some spaces here, okay, there are some spaces here, but we helped out about 440 people finding the right PC or pre-built for their budget, finding the right pre-built or parts list for their budget. Well over 400 people, not 440, I would say. That sounds about right to me. That sounds like a good number. There's a lot of spaces there. Whatever, it's 430 people. I don't care. That's a lot of people who did not know exactly what to get, came in, got the exact help they needed, and felt confident making a buying decision that would be the right PC or parts list for them. And that just feels nice. That just makes me happy. Look at that. Look at that list. It's a whole heckin' lot of people. We're going to be starting a new list for 2025. Now, if we take a look at this, go to the form here. 576 people submitted a form to this version of the form here. Let's look at some of the stats. Tweed 1970, thanks again for helping me get a PC last year. I hope 2025 was great for you. Right back at you. Epoch, thank you for all the help you brought the community throughout the year. Thank you for being here for it, and thank you for being here tonight. Belgate, add me to that list. I watched an unboxing from Sick PCs and went on their site and bought one. That's super cool. I hope you used my code too. Gives you a nice fat discount on there, and you should have gotten an awesome PC from them. Belgate, let me ask you a favor, if you would. Actually, share your experience in the SI Testimonials group of channels on the Discord. Let us know how that went. You did, and thank you. Thank you. Sailor says, thanks, Bray, for helping me get my Skytech gaming PC. Sailor, you're very welcome. We got 2 more minutes. We're looking at some of the stats here. The split was pretty even among 1,500 to 2,000 to 2,500. Just a lot of various, like, you know, I've been told by SIs like, oh, we mostly get this or we mostly get that. My audience is a smattering of all kinds of budgets, which matches with my messaging to y'all, which is that every budget is valid and I take every single one seriously. Yo, thank you for the $5 super chat, Grant. I appreciate you very much. Have a great time at CES. Happy New Year. Gonna hit the hay. Happy New Year to you as well. And we'll see you on the next one. Say I don't want to go watch SkyTech tomorrow because I have to work, but I'm so happy at least got to watch Bray. Hey, absolutely. Thank you for doing what you do, helping people find their PCs. I am infinitely for helping me get my PC spec'd out, DF Starfield. There will come a day where you're ready to do that again, and I am ready to help you out again whenever that may be. But if I did my job right, that'll be a long time from now. And everybody, Happy New Year. That is it for 2024. Welcome 2025. Happy New Year, everyone. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of the community. And thank you for making my job possible, for making it possible for me to follow my dream and help as many people as I can in this difficult to navigate minefield of an industry. Thank you so much, everybody. I appreciate y'all for being here so much. Thank you. Happy New Year to you. I hope that that you are you know, I hope I want to do this forever. I want to be able to do this forever. And I want you all to be a part of the community. And once you get to the point where you're like, I know this stuff, I feel comfortable with this stuff. I learned a lot of stuff from Bray streams. I learned a lot of stuff from just messing with my PC. And then you take that knowledge and you share it with those around you, because that's one of the many reasons for learning new things, is so you can share that knowledge. But I hope for all of you that however your 2024 went, that we go into 2025 with clear minds and open hearts. And also the vice versa of that, clear hearts and open minds, and that we are all prepared to do the best for ourselves and others, and move forward always with kindness first. Happy New Year, guys. Sandro Tapia thought that the way to ring in the new year was to say 7900 XT or 7900 XTX. Just wait for the new card that's being announced in a week. It's being announced very soon. But thank you for your contribution to the conversation. It's going to be absolutely smashing. Absolutely. AJ, Happy New Year to you as well. Thank you for being here. Whose birthday? The planet Earth? No, wait, that's Earth Day. I'm just confused. Yo, 19RC88, thank you for the 49 biddies. I appreciate you. I just hope all of you guys are, you know, prepared to again, do the best you can for yourselves and for those you care for around you. And just, again, always lead with kindness. That's the move. That is always the move. Patience and kindness for everyone, and especially for yourself. Be sure to be patient and kind with yourself as well. You deserve it just as much as those around you do. Sea Brew and Silent Lamb, thank you. Well, Silent Lamb just said XTX. I mean, maybe Silent Lamb, maybe, depending on their budget and their needs. And Mythos Web coming in with emotes. Tough, MN. And again, tough. And for anyone else who you know, because it was you and I believe that we had Robert Fix It here earlier. For those of you who there are 3 of y'all in the community who want a PC. I'm gonna try to get those out before I have to leave town for CES. It's gonna be a mad rush, but I'm gonna try to get those out as long as the companies that built the piece that had me do the giveaways can provide me with the shipping labels. I'm gonna get those out the door and to you guys as soon as I can. Anyways, less than a week, Bray. AJ, you gonna be there? I'm looking forward to it. I really am. Sorry, I forgot this is your fave place. Happy New Year. It is, but yeah. Thank you, Seabrew. I appreciate that. I mean, for streaming, yeah. Can't exactly post videos here, but yeah. Unfortunately, no. That sucks. I'm going to yell at Stints about that. He needs to bring you next time. Or you know what? Tell him this. Tell him like, hey, you know what? It's fine if I couldn't go to CES, but take me to Computex instead. There you go. Oh, I need to take off that timer because the Azure 3 one has been over. I can't believe that was still running and nobody told me. I should have paid attention. Timers. There we go. It's turned off. Just like that. I'm just... I'm happy, guys. Thank you so much. Now that the new year has come, I don't know. Tough with hardware launches after the holiday season. Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's funny because my significant other, Ari, she works in retail management, and the nightmare for her is over. It was over after Christmas. And I'm like, yeah, I still got a few weeks. More hardware launches. But I think pretty much as soon as the 5070 is out, I think we're going to get a break. So that'll be nice. Looking forward to that. We do got this. We got this. That's the mantra for 2025. We got this. Do people still say that? Might be another month after that. Well, AJ, I was talking about that because I heard shouts actually, that in the SI channel, NVIDIA had drained all of the 4070 stock of all kinds. That is portentous, just as it was in October when it happened with the 4080 and 4090. So February, March for the 5070, pretty much locked in. But wait, more AM4 CPUs. Oh, Lord. Yeah, so here's a plan, everybody. We're doing clean slate on somewhat on pre-built, rebuilt. I'm refilming a bunch of stuff, getting it better, getting it right, and bringing in a new editor for it. So that I'm setting a goal because of CES and all the CES content. I'm setting a goal for that of mid-February for that to launch, and it's going to be episode. I'm going to film a bunch of them at once, and then they're going to be coming out on a weekly basis, even though they're much higher production value and work than SI Weekly. They're going to be weekly for that first batch of episodes. So we're going to get that done mid-February or so. It's going to start, it's going to launch, and then bam, bam, bam. We're getting it done. Lester Puggle says, Happy New Year from CST. Hey, same here. It's a new year for me too. Central time here. Yeah, think even lower. Rumor from China, though, not 100%. Yeah, you know, I'd rather kind of under-promise and over-deliver on that. Yo, Dan, thank you for the Prime sub. I was just calling you out for thanking you for the lurk earlier. Happy New Year, buddy. But all right, now that the new year has come and gone, I hope you all enjoyed this stream. I hope you all had a good time. I certainly did. That was a lot. That was nice. We chilled out. We chatted. It was a good time. I want to see if there's anybody else out there who we can tell a nice Happy New Year to. I think it should probably be Are you serious? Emmett, another uncapped subathon? Are you crazy? Okay, but Bastion was lurking. I don't know if Bastion can hear me because that will spoil the surprise. But let's go ahead and raid Bastion Blue Succubus, a Super Metroid speedrunner and streamer. Very, very cool. Very cool person. Guess need to refresh to get the sub prompt. Yo, thank you, DF Starfield, for the tier 1 sub. 21 months. Good lord. Do you revise your build help form each year? Well, AJ, this one was the first time I did a form this year. I am revising it for 2025, and I'm going to be changing up the budget options a little bit to make it make more sense. Maybe adding in a couple of things. But we're not doing a PC Matchmaker stream until after CES, because it would not make sense to recommend anything before CES. But Happy New Year from Dallas. Average John Live. Happy New Year from also Texas. So yeah, absolutely. Happy New Year to you. For those of you who want to come along with me on this, if you're watching on YouTube, it doesn't work. I can't raid over there. So come on, click the link in the description to join us on Twitch so we can raid my friend and wish her a Happy New Year. Where am I? Where am I doing? What am I doing? All right, come along with me, everybody. Oh, it looks like they're doing a rando race and finishing up the end of it. So this is a perfect time to distract them. Let's go. Ain't no problem, Hayden. Anytime. All right, Tough, you got it. Have a Happy New Year. And Lester Puggle says CS is going to be wild. It is going to be wild. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a good time. All right, guys, come along with me, please. We're raiding my friend, and be sure to wish them, even if you need to go, even if it's whatever time it is there, please wish my friend a Happy New Year, because their title says Happy New Year's. That means they wish you a Happy New Year. The polite thing to do is wish one right back. But that's going to be it, guys. I thank you so much for the year of 2024, the support y'all shown me. And let's make 2025 even better. And until then, take care.
Let's go, nerds!